So over the last 10 games, Thomas Bryant has been phenomenal. As you guys know, I'm a Washington Wizards, Orlando Magic, Timberwolves fan, and I love Thomas Bryant. We signed him, to a decent deal. I think he got that deal during the 2016 free agency when the salary cap went up. And we're looking at a guy, Thomas Bryant, who, as a starter over the 7 games, with the injury to Anthony Davis, has been shooting 8 field goals a night, 2 of those being threes. He's shooting 57% from the field, 57% from three, getting to the free throw lines 3.5 times, grabbing about 7 boards a night, 2 assists, a block a game, a little under a steal a game, and 13 points, and showing that his three-point spacing is so key for this team. LeBron James, Thomas Bryant have been phenomenal together. We saw Pat Bev tonight have a decent game. Dennis Schroeder's starting to figure out. Lonnie Walker's been pretty consistent for them. Wayne Gabriel over the last few games due to the injury has started to be a surprise. He was a guy who was decent for them last year. And then Austin Reeves and Russell Westbrook and Troy Brown Jr. continue to do the thing off the bench. But Thomas Bryant gives them space, and I think space is something that's incredibly undervalued in the NBA today. And I think we're looking at a Lakers team that I don't think this year is completely a wash yet. And they can turn it around still. They're 14-20, 6 games away from being 500. This was a team that was at 500, was looking solid at points in the season. And we're looking at a team right now that, for me, look, the Los Angeles Lakers are a team that does their best when they shoot the ball. LeBron James has people to move the ball around too, and I think that's something that's going to be reliant on their success for the rest of this year. And I think Thomas Bryant, obviously Damian Jones has looked bad, but in terms of net rating, I think the Los Angeles Lakers are a team that, look, I know their offense and defense could be better, but you got LeBron James who's taking the majority of the shots in clutch moments. But Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, having a guy like Thomas Bryant who creates space really, really helps this team. And I think it's definitely a difference maker for them, to say the very least. And as this season progresses, I think having a guy like Thomas Bryant who can help you pick apart teams on the pick and roll with a pick and pop, and even being able to finish inside is huge. But I definitely think this is a team that, if they do go in the market, to make some moves, at least backup center isn't one that I think that they're, in dire need of making. And with that being said, I think this is a team that you could realistically say, how they've reported over the last several weeks, that they feel like they are a piece or two away from being able to contend. So I think, they're just not trying to compound mistakes. And if this isn't the year, they have players on this roster that can carry over to next year. And one of those players being Thomas Bryant, in my opinion. And he's a guy who's shown that he has NBA skill as a shooter, as a big, as a rebounder, and goes back to his days as a Wizard. And part of the reason we just didn't keep him this year was Gafford and Kristaps Porzingis money, and he didn't look incredible coming back from the injury last year. So there was room for skepticism. So right now it's definitely interesting. Okay, it's definitely interesting to see how all this is playing out. And for me, I think this is a team that's just wanting to win more than anything. So I want to hear your thoughts. I think the Lakers will figure it out, and this season isn't all doom and gloom like people have made it seem like it is. But I mean, it's far from perfect. We'd be lying if it was perfect. Okay, but Rob Pelinka is doing a better job than people want to give him credit for, let's say. And that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you guys agree with me? Thomas Bryant is pretty good for this team, and hopefully they can keep him around. Okay, I know how NBA contracts are a little weird, but we'll see how everything happens. But hopefully his contract can come to fruition for him. But besides that, you guys should hit that subscribe button if you made it this far in the video. You must very much enjoy my content. And we're on the way to 10,000, so I would greatly appreciate that. I'm just hanging out here, guys. It's 4 in the morning. I got things to do, and we're still grinding. We're still grinding away, and it'll all be done very shortly. So, cheerio.